Let me show you guys how to make your beignet maïs to come out looking like this, with this beautiful color, this nice looking shape, and also the original beignet maïs texture that feels like you were in the streets of Cameroon eating from one of those mama beignets. So I had to wake up early to start preparing this, and I am going to give you guys the recipe, which is actually a formula. And for that, you need your bananas to have kind of this shape. I mean, bananas don't all have the same shape, but they should average out to about this shape. And if they are bigger than this, then I think my formula might not work, because for every 2 bananas that you have to use 1 cup of cornmeal or flour. So here I had about 20 bananas, and if you do the maths, 20 bananas equals 10 cups of cornmeal or flour. But first I had to mash my bananas. Since there were a lot of bananas, I had to use this hand mixer, but you can mash them with your hands, with a spatula, anything you want. And as you can see, I have my cornmeal. So I like to do a mixture of cornmeal and regular all-purpose flour, but you can do it with just cornmeal and I think it's still gonna be fine. But I really want it to have that round shape, so I did 6 cups of cornmeal and 4 US cups of flour, a total of 10 cups. And with my formula, for 2 bananas, you need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. And since I have 20 bananas, that equals 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. And I also like to add in cinnamon, same thing, 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. But for every 2 bananas, you need to go with a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then I also add sugar. So for every 2 bananas, you go with 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I had to go with 1.25 cups of sugar, based on the mathematics, because I am multiplying everything by 10 at this point. Same thing for the water. It is 2 tablespoons of water for every 2 bananas, and since I have 10 bananas, it is 1.25 cups of water. So you mix everything together. Just trust the process, okay? It needs to have this texture that you see, and you have to now store it in the warmest part of your house. But I just put it in the oven for at least 2 hours, ideally 6 hours, maximum 8 hours, because I think more than that the bananas become oxidated and it's not good. Then we move on to frying. I'm using sunflower oil for that because it has a high smoke point. And you just have to scoop your beignet, your mixture inside the oil to make your beignet. And it's important for the oil to not be super hot, and as you can see, for you to know that your oil is at the right temperature is when you place it's like when you scoop your mixture in the oil, it comes back to the top, and you need to keep frying it at a medium low, or medium heat, until it gets this beautiful color. So the recipe that I just gave you is actually bulletproof. So even if you are blind, just mix the ingredients in the exact proportions I gave you and it's going to come out perfectly every single time. I do this beignet maïs so many times, and each time it comes out looking beautiful like this. So my wife did these beans and it was really very good. But in Cameroon, we usually eat our beignet maïs with just that pepper, this thing I'm showing, and it is still excellent. So just let me know what you think if you're gonna try this and if you like beignet maïs.